were ripening. You were bringing more fire. Gold contained more fire than it contained anything else. Mercury contained more water than it. So alchemy fell out. So what was going on in the macrocosm was that astrology was shifting over to the Newtonian mechanics. What was going on in the microcosm was that alchemy was shifting over into the atomic theory, and Descartes picked up this atomic theory, and he says, what's going on is the solar system is this giant vortex made up out of all these tiny little vortices spinning these atoms along. And these tiny little spinning vortices are pushing the planets. So the solar system is like a gigantic whirlpool that's being pushed along by these little vortices. And that became actually taught as a theory, and Newton was finally accepted, or actually discovered through footnotes in texts that were being put into Descartes. And then he became accepted on the continent, and then once that happened, these things all came together. But now, with respect to the Cartesian vortex theory, it did, in a sense, get retrieved by Kant. So we move on now to the Kant-Laplacian theory of the origin of the solar system as a giant spinning vortex. So Kant picks up probably from Descartes in 1755 this idea that possibly it was the case that the solar system spun itself into being out of this cosmic cloud of swirling dust and gas. And he sort of retrieved that vortex theory. Rudolf Steiner, interestingly enough, as we'll see, questioned this. He used to say how this was taught in classrooms as a fact is, if you sort of, you can miniaturize it. If you take a little cup of water and you put some droplets of oil in it, then you take a little piece of cardboard, cut it out as a miniature sun, put it in there, stick a pin through the cardboard, spin it, and the oil drops will gradually spin off, and you'll be spinning a little miniature solar system into being. Steiner said the only problem with that, what it doesn't take into account, is the person doing the spinning. Who's doing the spinning? Who's spinning this vortex? And so Rudolf Steiner wants to bring the God back into all this, and he'll say, no, there are spiritual beings involved in all this. I accept the Kant-Laplace model, but we've got to see the within of things. Things have a without, but they also have a within, and there are spiritual beings within this that spun all of this into being. We'll see Steiner's creation myth tomorrow. It's quite magnificent. So Kant brings in this sort of model. Laplace picks it up at the end of the 18th century, and in a very mechanistic way. Napoleon, by the way, asked Laplace an interesting question. He said, Laplace, where is there room for God in this? I don't understand this. You've left God out. This is the most important part of the universe.